Hey, it's Monday night, and that means it's time for Let's Talk About. I'm Jeremy, this is Kim, and tonight we're talking about...
Inner child.
Do you know the first time I heard about inner child?
When you were a child?
No. A friend of mine worked in the emergency department at a hospital, and one day he said, "You'll never believe this." And he showed me an X-ray, and I went, that is a Hot Wheels car. How did it get inner child? True story.
Boom, boom.
Anyway.
Hilarious, Jeremy. I never know what he's going to come out with. We never practice, or, he never tells me what joke or anything he's going to come out with, because he's just a child.
Well, and
never work with children and animals.
Or me, yeah. So, what we're talking about is actually quite important. If I can be serious for a moment, one of the things that I've done in my time over the years is quite a lot of counselling. And so often issues that happen in people's lives, especially as they get older, go back to their childhood and what happened to that young child. So that concept of, we all have an inner child. I believe we all have an inner child inside of us, which really represents our true selves. And often that inner child gets lost or gets damaged, and eventually we have to do something about that, because it's like a time bomb that goes off in our life. I think Gary talked about the fact that when people get to middle age, those kind of 40 to 50,
crisis.
The midlife crisis can often be related to feeling that you've lost that sense of who you are. So this oil, which we're going to talk about, is actually really important.
Yeah.
I know I'm not often that serious, but I am serious about this because I've seen it so often. I've experienced it myself.
Yeah. And the thing is, many of you know that I work with a lot of women who are going through menopause and hormone stuff. And what happens for a lot of women when they get to their midlife crisis, or they go through menopause, and their kids have grown up and they leave the nest, and all of a sudden it's like they're like, who am I? And they've lost their, they've gone from being a wife and a mother, and particularly if their relationship has broken down or anything like that, they're actually questioning their own identity.
Yep.
And that's when inner child is a great oil. So the thing is, it's an essential oil blend, and Gary actually created it with particular essential oils, which we're going to talk about in a minute, to help you reconnect with your inner child. It's also good for anyone who's gone through a traumatic childhood. Maybe you blame your parents, or you blame your childhood for your sucky life, or whatever. It's great to use with other oils as well. Like if you did have a traumatic childhood, or something traumatic happened in your childhood, you can use inner child with trauma life. You can also use it with acceptance. So if you're having difficulty accepting things that happened in your childhood, and forgiveness. So all of the, emotional oils work really, really well together. With inner child, it's in the feelings kit. So if you've ever done a 30-day emotional detox using the feelings kit, you would have used inner child. Basically, Gary used to talk about putting it on your thumb and putting it on the roof of your mouth. Because that's a really good way to connect to the brain and get the oils into the brain. But the other reason for doing that is that you actually have this sort of not a hole, but like a dent in the palate, in the top of your mouth. And when you put your thumb up in there, it's like a comfort thing. It's why kids suck on their thumb, because they have this. I can't do it and talk at the same time, but basically your thumb fits perfectly in the roof of your mouth, and it's like a comfort thing. So you use inner child. The thing about inner child is it has lots of the essential oils that are great for balance. So it has things like Ylang, which is all about equilibrium and balancing things in your life. It has Jasmine, which is once again about balancing the feminine energy. We talked, I think it was a humility week, we talked about how these days a lot of us are in our masculine energy because we're having to make decisions, and and doing all the things, and whereas feeling energy is the feminine energy, and basically Ylang Ylang helps you get in contact with that. It's got orange oil, and orange makes you
happy.
It's got tangerine, which is a very calming oil. Lots of calming oils in this as well. Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood is very calming. It's got grounding oils like Northern Lights Black Spruce is very grounding. What else have I forgotten on the list? Oh, lemongrass, and it's also got neroli. The thing about neroli is actually in the blend, another blend in the Feelings Kit called Present Time. And the reason why Gary included neroli in this particular blend is that it's hard to do any emotional work if you are living in the past, okay? You want to be very, very present when you do emotional work on yourself. And these oils, I mean, we've talked a lot about the emotional oils, and the reason they work is because essential oils are the fastest way to stimulate the limbic system in your brain, which is where your emotions and your memories are stored. So what better way to use essential oils than to help you do the emotional work that you need? So there you go.
That's good, isn't it? And that idea of integrating who you are and getting in touch with the inner child is so powerful. It's such a good thing.
So if you've lost your identity and you no longer know who you are, then this oil is perfect for you.
That's beautiful. And how would you use it?
Well, as I said, Gary talked about putting it on the roof of your mouth, but you can also put a little bit underneath your nose. You can wear it as a perfume, you can diffuse it.
Smells good. You could definitely use it as a perfume.
Yes, it's got that. It's not as strong smelling neroli as Present Time is, but you can definitely smell that that neroli in there.
And for people who want to get to do some more emotional work, how do they get the Feelings Kit, or what can they do with that?
So there's plenty of other videos that we've got. Just Google Feelings Kit, or in the group, or if you're watching it on our page, go to our YouTube channel, and we've got plenty of videos on the Feelings Kit and doing the 30-day emotional detox.
An awesome idea.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's good. Thank you so much. Be careful, kids, if you're playing with Hot Wheels cars. You never know where they're going to end